My dear friends, let me ask you something from the heart. What truly makes a woman confident? Is it how she looks in the mirror, the kind of clothes she wears, or how many people clap for her and admire her? Deep down, we know the truth. Real confidence is not something you can put on like makeup or jewelry. It does not come from the outside world. It comes from within. It is a gift that God places in us, and it grows stronger when we nurture it with good habits, right choices, and the way we live each moment of our lives. Just like a tiny seed planted in the ground becomes a tall and strong tree when its roots grow deep. A woman becomes steady and unshakable when her life is rooted in discipline, in values, and in the presence of God. Confidence, my sisters, is not the same as pride. It is not arrogance, and it is not ego. Confidence is a gentle but firm strength that rises from knowing who you are, why you are here, and that the Almighty is always by your side. A confident woman does not waste her time trying to prove her worth to the world, because she already knows her worth comes from the one who created her. She understands that people's opinions change like the wind, but God's truth never changes. And that truth is what holds her steady. Let us walk together through a few habits that shape this kind of inner strength. These habits do not just make you confident, they also fill your life with grace, peace, and a deep joy that cannot be stolen. A confident woman begins her day not by rushing into the noise of the world, but by stepping into the silence of God's presence. Before reaching for her phone, before running into her list of duties, she takes a sacred pause to connect with the one who made her. That small pause becomes like a lamp lit in a dark room. The lamp doesn't make the room bigger, but it makes everything inside clearer. In the same way, taking time with God doesn't remove the struggles of life, but it changes the way you see them and the way you walk through them. Think for a moment about the sunrise. Every morning, without fail, the sun rises. No matter how dark the night was, no matter how heavy the clouds were, the sun still comes up and shines. That daily faithfulness brings us light and hope. When a woman learns to connect with God daily, she becomes like that rising sun, steady, dependable, shining with warmth even in difficult times. Her confidence does not come because her life is perfect. It comes because she knows she is never facing life alone. Picture two women waking up. One of them jumps straight into her day. She grabs her phone, checks her messages, scrolls through social media, and immediately begins comparing her life with others. Before she even has breakfast, her mind is anxious, her heart restless, and she already feels like she is falling behind. The other woman takes 10 quiet minutes before doing anything else. She closes her eyes, breathes deeply, and whispers a simple prayer of gratitude. She says, "Thank you, Lord, for this new day. Please guide me, strengthen me, and protect me." That short moment fills her heart with calmness. Later, when problems come her way, she faces them with patience and strength instead of fear and panic. Which of these two women do you think walks with more confidence? Connecting with God is not about following a ritual. It is about building a relationship. It is like talking to your closest friend, except this friend never abandons you, never misunderstands you, and never grows tired of listening to you. Too often, we hurry to share our troubles with people who might not understand or may not be able to help, and then we end up disappointed. But when we first share them with God, He fills us with courage and wisdom, and that changes the way we handle people and situations afterward. A woman who carries God in her heart carries peace with her wherever she goes. This daily connection can take many shapes. For some women, it is prayer. For others, it is meditation. For some, it is reading scripture. And for others, it is simply sitting quietly, closing their eyes, and listening to what their soul is whispering. The form is not what matters most. What matters is the sincerity. What matters is that you pause long enough to remember where your real strength comes from. It does not come from money or titles or appearance. It comes from inside where God dwells. Imagine a young professional woman working in a competitive office. Every day she faces criticism, deadlines, and pressure. If she begins her day without inner grounding, she might feel insecure, unworthy, or even defeated. But if she starts her morning by praying, reminding herself, I am guided, I am strong, I am not alone, then no matter how harsh the world may seem, she will remain calm and steady. Confidence is not about living without challenges. It is about facing challenges with courage. And courage grows stronger when watered daily with God's presence. Think also of a mother raising her children. Her days are full, cooking, cleaning, teaching, managing, loving, and sometimes feeling invisible or unappreciated. If she never pauses to connect with God, exhaustion may leave her bitter and overwhelmed. But if she takes even 5 minutes to breathe, pray, or reflect, she remembers that her role is sacred, her love is divine service, and her efforts are seen by God even if unnoticed by others. That small remembrance fills her with quiet strength. It changes how she speaks to her children, how she runs her home, and even how she carries herself. Confidence is not about being loud or showy. It is about being rooted. A woman who is connected with God does not need to shout her worth, because her very presence shines with it. She does not run after the approval of others, because she already has the approval of the one who matters most. She does not crumble under criticism, because she knows her value is unshakable. That kind of confidence comes only when she chooses every day to connect with the higher source of life. Think of a mobile phone. No matter how expensive, no matter how advanced, if it is not charged, it cannot function. In the same way, no matter how gifted, skilled, or beautiful a woman may be, if she does not recharge her spirit by connecting with God, her confidence will run out quickly when life gets hard. But if she charges her heart daily with prayer and reflection, she will shine with energy. Power and peace. Confident friends is not built in a single day. It is built in small steps, day after day. Just as food nourishes the body, daily connection with God nourishes the soul. A woman who lives by this habit will carry a glow that cannot be dimmed. Her smile will hold strength, her words will carry weight, and her eyes will reflect peace. People may not understand where her power comes from, but she knows the secret. It comes from that sacred connection she chooses each day. Another habit that shapes a truly confident woman is the way she speaks to herself. Positive self-talk is like the soil where her confidence grows. Many of us worry so much about what other people say to us, but the truth is the most powerful voice in your life is not the voice of others. It is the voice inside your own mind. If that inner voice keeps telling you that you are not enough, if it constantly criticizes and compares, then no amount of praise from the world will make you feel confident. But if your inner voice becomes gentle, encouraging, and kind, then even if the world doubts you, you will still walk with dignity and peace. Think about this every day. The way you talk to yourself can either weaken you or strengthen you. If you wake up saying, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'm failing, your spirit begins to shrink. But if you wake up saying, I am capable, I am loved, I am chosen by God, then even in the middle of trials, you will walk with courage. I want you to picture a little girl learning how to walk. She stumbles, she falls, she gets back up again. Imagine if every time she stumbled, her mother shouted, you are terrible, you will never walk. Would that child ever grow confident? Of course not. But when her mother gently says, it's okay, try again, I believe in you, the little girl gains courage to keep trying until she walks steadily. The same is true for us. We are all still learning, still growing, still stumbling. And if we keep tearing ourselves down with harsh words, we will never feel strong. But if we learn to speak kindly to ourselves, to remind ourselves that God is not finished with us yet, then we will keep moving forward with confidence. A confident woman knows that her inner words shape her outer world. She whispers to herself the promises of God. She repeats scriptures that remind her of her worth. She tells herself, I am not alone. I am deeply loved. I am created for a purpose. And these words become like a shield around her heart when the world throws arrows of doubt and criticism. So my dear friends, remember this. Confidence is not about pretending you have it all together. It is not about perfection. It is about building habits that keep your spirit strong, your mind gentle, and your heart connected to the one who created you. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning until the time you close them at night, you are always speaking to yourself. You may not notice it, but there's a constant dialogue happening inside your mind. When you see your reflection in the mirror, what do you say? When you make a mistake, what do you whisper? When you achieve something, how do you respond to yourself? These tiny sentences, repeated again and again, either build the walls of insecurity around you or give you the wings of confidence to fly. Picture a young student preparing for her exams. She studies diligently, but when she glances at her books, she sighs and quietly says to herself, "I don't think I'm smart enough. What if I fail?" Those hidden words, though unspoken to others, slowly weaken her heart. They drain her strength and fill her with anxiety. Now think of the same student in the very same situation. But this time she tells herself, "I am capable. I have worked hard. God is with me, and I will give my best." That small shift in words sparks courage, and courage blossoms into confidence. Words are like seeds. If you sow seeds of doubt, you will reap fear. If you plant seeds of hope, you will harvest courage. That is why positive self-talk is not just a casual habit. It is a discipline. It requires attention and awareness. Too often, we repeat negative phrases without realizing how much damage they do. I am not good enough. I always fail. No one really cares about me. These words become invisible chains that bind our minds. But when we decide to change our words, everything begins to change. I am learning. I am growing. I am loved. I am strong. These phrases break the chains and allow us to walk freely. Think of a working woman facing daily challenges in her office. Maybe her boss demands too much, or perhaps her colleagues refuse to support her. If she constantly tells herself, "I can't do this. I'm not capable," her confidence will shrink, and soon she may even give up. But if she changes her inner conversation, reminding herself, "This challenge is my chance to grow. I am stronger than I realize. God gives me the strength I need to handle this," then no matter how difficult her workplace may be, her inner voice will carry her forward. Positive self-talk doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means interpreting reality in a way that strengthens you instead of destroying you. When you fail, negative self-talk says, "See, you are a failure." Positive self-talk says, "This is just one lesson, not the end. Next time I will do better." When you face rejection, negative self-talk whispers, "Nobody wants you." Positive self-talk replies, "This was not the right door. Something better is ahead. The situation hasn't changed, but the story you tell yourself has, and that story makes all the difference." Here is a simple practice. Every morning, stand in front of your mirror and say 3 uplifting sentences to yourself. I am worthy. I am strong. I am guided. At first, it might feel strange, even uncomfortable, but over time, your heart and mind will begin to believe it. Just as water shapes a rock when it flows over it day after day, your daily words shape your mind. Take another example. A mother often feels overwhelmed. She carries so many responsibilities that at times she feels like she is failing her family. If she tells herself, "I am not enough. I can't manage everything," her energy will crumble. But if she gently changes her words to, "I am giving my best. My love is enough. God sees my efforts," suddenly her heart will lift, and she will carry on with a lighter spirit and a calmer mind. We need to remember something important. The words people speak to us may sting for a while, but eventually they fade. The words we tell ourselves, however, echo within us all day long. If those echoes are harsh, we become our own worst enemy. If those echoes are kind, we become our own greatest friend. Confidence does not grow in the absence of struggles. It grows in the presence of a supportive inner voice. Think of a gardener. If he pours poison on his plants every day, they will wither and die no matter how much sunlight shines on them. In the same way, if we constantly feed our minds with negative words, no matter how many opportunities life places before us, we will not be able to flourish. But if we water our inner garden with positive self-talk, we will bloom even in the middle of life's storms. So my dear friend, nurture the habit of speaking to yourself with kindness, with faith, and with courage. Let your inner voice be a source of strength, not weakness. Replace self-doubt with self-belief. Replace fear with faith. Replace harsh criticism with gentle encouragement. When you master this discipline, your confidence will no longer depend on who praises you or who criticizes you. It will rise from within, steady, unshakable, and unbreakable. That is the quiet yet powerful secret of positive self-talk. One of the strongest habits a confident woman builds is the habit of lifelong learning. True confidence does not only come from how you look or what you achieve. It grows from knowledge, from wisdom, and from the constant willingness to learn and expand. A woman who commits to learning every day carries a strength no one can steal from her. She knows that she is not limited by what she does not know today, because tomorrow she can learn it. Think about life itself. It is like a vast classroom, and every single day is a new lesson. Those who stop learning stop truly living. Just as still water becomes stagnant and begins to rot, a mind that refuses to learn becomes dull and weak. But a mind that stays open, curious, and eager remains fresh, sharp, and full of life. That freshness is what fuels true confidence. A woman who keeps learning does not run from new challenges. Instead, she faces them with courage because she knows she can figure things out. Let me give you an example. Imagine a woman who has never learned to use modern technology. Then one day, her workplace introduces a completely new computer system. Immediately, she feels nervous and out of place. If she says to herself, "I can't do this. I'm too old to learn," her confidence will collapse. But if she whispers, "This is new, but I can learn. It might take me time, but I will grow," then little by little, with practice, she will master it. Now, instead of fear, she feels a sense of pride. Her confidence has grown not because the road was smooth, but because she chose to keep learning. Learning is never limited to classrooms or universities. It is a lifelong journey. A confident woman reads with eagerness, listens to wise voices, observes life around her, and gathers lessons from every moment. Even mistakes become her teachers. When things go wrong, she does not sit in blame. She asks herself, "What can I take away from this?" Instead of staying bitter, she gains wisdom. And wisdom is the seed that blossoms into confidence. Think of a little girl trying to ride her first bicycle. The very first fall may shake her. She may even cry. But if she takes that fall as a lesson, she says to herself, "Next time I'll balance better. I'll pedal stronger." She tries again. Slowly, she finds her rhythm. And then one day, she rides freely with laughter in her heart. That is how life works. Confidence comes when we stop seeing failure as the end and start seeing it as a teacher. Another picture, a woman raising her first child. At first, she feels overwhelmed, thinking she cannot manage everything. But as time passes, she learns from other mothers, from books, and most of all, from her own daily experiences. With each lesson, her strength grows. Her confidence as a mother rises. That is the beauty of lifelong learning. It transforms nervousness into courage. One of the most powerful sides of learning is humility. A truly confident woman never pretends to know it all. She has the grace to admit there is always something new to discover. Because she is humble, she listens. Because she listens, she grows. Arrogance shuts the door to wisdom, but humility opens endless pathways. Learning is not only about books or academic knowledge. It is also about emotional and spiritual growth. A woman may learn patience when she faces difficult people. She may learn compassion when she helps someone in pain. She may discover resilience when she survives hardship. Every season of life holds a lesson, and those willing to learn from it become stronger and more assured. Think of nature. A tree keeps stretching upward year after year. It doesn't stop growing until its very last breath. If a tree stopped, it would wither. In the same way, when a woman stops learning, she becomes stuck. But when she continues to grow, she blossoms at every stage. Whether young or old, single or married, working or retired, there is always something new to learn. Learning also brings independence. A woman who gains new skills does not sit waiting for others to solve her problems. She can stand on her own feet. That independence creates deep, unshakable confidence. A woman who learns financial skills makes her own choices without fear. A woman who learns how to communicate can express her heart with clarity. A woman who learns spiritual wisdom can walk calmly even through storms. Knowledge is power, and power gives birth to confidence. Let me share another story. A woman once admitted that she was terrified of public speaking. She avoided it her whole life. But one day she decided to face it. She joined classes, practiced in front of the mirror, and started with small groups. Slowly, the fear began to shrink. Today she stands on big stages and speaks with boldness. The secret was not talent. It was her decision to learn. That one choice changed her life. So my dear friends, never stop being students. Carry the heart of a learner wherever you go. Read even a few pages of wisdom each day. Sit with people you admire and listen. Ask questions. Stay curious. The more you learn, the more your confidence grows. Knowledge brings clarity, and clarity takes away fear. Fear comes from the unknown. Learning makes the unknown familiar. Confidence is not about knowing everything. It is about believing you can always learn what is needed. That belief makes a woman fearless. When challenges rise, she doesn't say, I can't. She says, I don't know yet, but I will learn. That simple attitude turns obstacles into open doors. Lifelong learning is the fuel of growth. It keeps the mind fresh, the spirit alive, and the heart secure. A woman who embraces this habit shines at every stage of her journey because she is always stretching, always improving, always becoming the best version of herself. That is the true strength of lifelong learning. But there is another jewel that builds confidence: gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful habits a woman can carry. Gratitude is not only saying thank you with lips, but truly realizing in the heart that everything you already have is a blessing from God. When a woman lives with gratitude, she no longer crumbles under comparison. She doesn't waste her strength, longing for what is missing, because her heart overflows with thanks for what is already present. Gratitude makes her walk tall, with quiet dignity, because she knows she is already rich in the things that matter most. Picture this: two women walk through the same garden. One looks at the flowers and complains, "Why are there so many thorns?" The other smiles and says, "How beautiful these roses are, even with thorns." The garden is the same, but their hearts are different. Gratitude is the choice to focus on roses instead of thorns. And the woman who finds roses even in hard times becomes unshakable because her joy is rooted inside her. Take a simple everyday example. A young professional might grumble, "My job is exhausting. My boss is harsh. My coworkers are not supportive." She starts her day heavy and defeated. But another woman in the same office may rise in the morning and say, "Thank you, Lord, that I have a job when so many are still searching. Thank you that even through a difficult boss, I can still learn. Thank you that this work helps support my family." That gratitude changes her posture. She walks into the office with energy, calmness, and a smile. And her confidence grows because her spirit is nourished. Gratitude does not always change situations, but it always changes the strength with which you face them. Many women lose confidence because of constant comparison. They look at someone with finer clothes, a larger home, or a more glamorous life and feel small. But gratitude is the cure to comparison. When you thank God for your own blessings, your health, your loved ones, your unique gifts, you realize you are not less, you are simply different. A grateful heart knows joy does not come from what others hold, but from honoring what you already hold. That realization makes you walk with peace and dignity. Think of a mother busy with endless chores. She cooks, cleans, cares for her children, and at times feels unseen. If she only looks at the weight of her duties, she may lose her joy. But if she shifts her heart toward gratitude, she may say, "I am thankful I have food to prepare, for many go without. I am thankful I have a home to tidy, for some sleep outside. I am thankful I have children to care for others long for that blessing." Suddenly her daily work is no longer a burden, but an offering of love. And she carries herself with quiet pride. Gratitude turns duty into devotion. Or picture a woman walking through financial struggle. She cannot buy all the things she wishes. If she complains constantly, her spirit will weaken. But if she whispers, I am thankful for the roof over my head, the meal on my table, and the strength God gives me to keep moving, she will remain strong. Gratitude becomes her shield. It protects her confidence even in hard days. Complaints drain the heart, but gratitude fills it with strength. A woman who practices gratitude daily glows with calmness. People around her feel lifted because she carries joy that is not tied to possessions. True confidence is not about showing off. It is about cherishing what is already yours. Gratitude also deepens her spiritual roots. When she thanks God each morning for the gift of breath, the rising sun, and the people she loves, she remembers she is cared for and never alone.